Hey, I'm Jenna from Jenna's Plants, and today I'm doing a review of the INKBIRD IBS-TH5 temperature and humidity sensor. Now, this is a sponsored review, but before you click away, just know I would never recommend a company or a product that I didn't think was, actually good. If you're a plant person, understanding the environment that you're growing in is very important. So this is a must-have. Let's get started with an unboxing. Okay, so right away the packaging is really nice. Has the app to scan on the back. In the box, you get the actual sensor itself, which has a nice big screen on it. You get the user manual, more instructions, an online copy. Now that is actually a really good idea and really nice thing. It comes with a charging cable. So this sensor is actually rechargeable. You don't have to put batteries in it, which is a huge plus. And it is a USB-C port. Let's see if we can turn it on. Awesome. That screen is actually really nice. It doesn't seem to be affected by like the glare very much. I really like that. It's got the temperature and humidity, and on the back it has a button to easily change from Celsius to Fahrenheit. There's no complicated combination of buttons you have to press, and then it calculates the influenza survival rate. I also really like that the charging port is covered, so you don't have to worry if you're using this in a high humidity environment that water is going to get in there and cause problems. It has a sticky pad on the bottom if you want to stick it somewhere so that it doesn't topple over. It also has a little mounting cutout at the back, which is great. So I'm going to charge this a little bit so that I can get it connected to my phone. Now let's see if we can get this connected. I think all you have to do is push the top button. It says entering pairing mode. Now I already downloaded the app. It's available on the Android App Store and the iOS App Store. So I'm gonna tap the plus and see if it'll connect. Yep, it found it. That only took 5 seconds. Okay, cool. So now it's, if you can see, it's connected to the Wi-Fi. So it has my location, and from that it has the local weather and time, which is pretty cool. So it doesn't have any data yet, obviously, because I have only just got it, but it connects and feeds the data back to the app every 10 minutes. You can set it to be, I think, a longer interval than that, but the default is 10 minutes. You can set a comfort level, so it has some defaults of what is ideal for different settings. So for closet versus fruit storage, which is really interesting. You can even set up custom. So if I want my plants, like my anthuriums, for example, to be in a specific humidity, then I can set it as having a minimum and maximum level. Same with the temperature. So when you set it to this custom, it will actually save your comfort level, and then it will show you on the bars on the bottom. It lines up depending on what comfort level you're at. You can also set a alarm setting for temperature and humidity if you want to be alerted when the humidity falls below a certain point. The device will actually kind of buzz if you have that turned on. It also has a calibration feature, so if you realize that the sensor is off slightly, you can adjust it. Okay, so now that I'm all done setting that up, I'm gonna leave it for a few days and then come back to it and give you guys my thoughts. Now I'm going to be using this sensor in my greenhouse cabinet where I keep my anthuriums, but you can pretty much use it anywhere in your house, whether you want it for you or for your family or for your pets. Because the settings are adjustable, it makes it very versatile, so you can use it anywhere. Okay, so I've been using the IBS-TH5 for a few days now, and I have to say I'm really happy with it. I really like the fact that the battery has lasted. It's barely gone down at all, which is really good. You don't have to be constantly recharging it. I also haven't had any issues with it losing connection, and I definitely think that the best feature is the fact that it syncs with your devices so that you can get the historical temperature and humidity data. So here's what it looks like when we actually have some data. You can see that it gives us the historical temperature and the humidity. You can also turn the dew point and VPD measurements on or off. These are both calculations that are based on the temperature and the humidity. VPD in particular is really helpful when you have houseplants because it basically tells you how fast your plants are losing water to the air. And you can see it updates it every 10 minutes because that's what we have it set to. And if you go to more, it will actually give you the graph, and you can select what interval of data that you want, whether it's a day, a week, a month. And if you pinch on kind of like the bottom graph, you can see more of like the long-term patterns, and it'll show you at any point what the vapor pressure deficit is in this case, but you can do the same with the temperature and the humidity. I've had the sensor in my cabinet that I keep my anthuriums in. So for sensitive plants like anthuriums, they generally like a VPD of between 0.4 to 0.8. So right away I can see that my average is 0.44, which is actually a good range. Sometimes it falls below that during the nighttime if we go to just one day. VPD kind of falls overnight, which we would expect, and then it kind of raises during the day, but it's always in the growing portion between the 0.4 to 0.8 range. So now I know that these plants are exactly where I want them to be. For the humidity chart, if we kind of zoom out, I like how it gives you a low and a high bar based on how you have your alarm settings set. I actually really wish they had this feature for the VPD as well, that you could set the comfort level, but this is really helpful, and it does the same thing with the temperature. So that is the IBS-TH5. Overall, I would definitely recommend it. I think the only other thing I'd really like to see would be like a magnet or something on the back to make it a bit easier to mount, but other than that, totally happy with it. If you're growing plants, it's so important to know what the conditions of your space are. And when you start looking at things like vapor pressure deficit, you can really learn a lot about how to make your plants grow even better. So definitely recommend. Thank you so much for watching this video, and have an awesome day.